Hey, how you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me for my preview of the 2019 Rose Bowl between the number 9 Washington Huskies and the number 6 Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, for some of you, you're confused because I said 2019. Go Google it. Unlike some moron who hit me up yesterday on one of my videos and said, you don't know what year it is. My friend, you don't know what year this bowl is titled, so, yeah, go take your pills and go sit in a dark room. If you don't know me, you know me now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I do good stuff on here. I tell you, people love me, or they absolutely hate my guts, and you'll figure out pretty quick what you do. Either way, let's talk about these teams. The tale of both these teams, a letdown. Washington, let's be honest, you play in the Pac, and the Pac is nothing. I mean, Clemson plays in the ACC, and it's total trash. Total trash. You'll never get an argument out of me from there. That doesn't take away that Clemson's incredible, but they play in a trash conference. Everybody sucks, except for Clemson. Syracuse is all right. So when I say this to you, it is what it is. Stanford, good Lord, they're irrelevant. I mean, if I have to hear one more time about just how great Stanford is, I might lose my mind. You lost to Auburn in Atlanta in the beginning of the season. Auburn's not even ranked right now. You thought you were playing some big SEC school. Let me be very, very clear to you. There's two really good teams in the SEC. Bama and Georgia, and then the other 12 teams rides their coattails into success. They think for some reason, because they play in the same conference as those two schools, that they are actually respected and have the playability of those two schools. They don't. Ohio State, you had a 12-1 season. I mean, that is a good season. That is a good season. And you did me a favor by beating Michigan. All of us college football fans are tired of hearing about how Michigan's back. With anybody with good sense knows that Michigan is not back. They're like LSU. They have a really, really good defense and then a sucky offense. And y'all blew that defense up. Y'all blew them up. Scored 62 points. Makes me even question what I just said. But you lost by 30 points to Purdue. I mean, losing by a couple of points to almost anybody is okay, all right. You play all these games. It's going to happen. But by 30? With the talent that y'all have? I don't get it. If you'd have lost that game by just a few points, you would be in the college football playoff, and Oklahoma wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. Purdue, what bowl is Purdue even in a bowl? They're so irrelevant. I'm not even looking. I'm not even going to waste my time to look. Are they in the Miracle Hill Bowl? Are they in the Festivus for the Rest of Us Bowl? Are they in the It's That Time of the Month and My Cramps Are Really Hurting Medicine Bowl? I don't know. They're that irrelevant, and you lost by 30 points to them. I'm sorry, 49-20. I know somebody's going to say technically 29. I don't think I would be taken up for that. And you made Maryland look really good. Really good. Those jokers change coaches now more than my uncle changes his underwear. That's who you went into overtime. I mean, if the guy would have made a decent throw, I mean, you'd be 11-2 team. But thank you for murdering Michigan. I can't take any more Michigan. Let's get into the game. We'll go through this. I've badgered you enough. Washington averages 26.6 points per game. They're led by Jake Browning. Jake Browning's been around since 2010. 2,879 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I'm going to say this. I don't think that Jake Browning is a bad football player, but this year looked like a sophomore outing. It really did. It did not look like what we've seen him do in the past. No wonder they had high hopes because things have been better for him. I don't know if there was something going on between he and the receivers. I don't know if, maybe there's something, maybe he was just off the entire year, but it just didn't look like himself. He's a good football player. Ohio State, you're averaging a ton of points, 43.5 points per game. You're led by the incredible Dwayne Haskins, 4,480 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Now, normally when I say 8 interceptions, somebody's like, boy, that's a lot of interceptions. This guy threw the ball so much, it's ridiculous. I mean, he threw the ball all the time where 8 interceptions is not a big deal. Seriously, it's not. Myles Gaskins is running back for Washington, 1,147 yards, 10 touchdowns. For all of us down here in the South where, college football is, everything, we don't know about Myles Gaskins. But I'm telling you about Myles Gaskins. He's a really good running back. Then we have J.K. Dobbins for OSU, 1,029 yards, 9 touchdowns. I think it's Mike Weber, whatever his name is. That's y'all's backup running back. That guy can play football as well. Wide receivers, OSU has Paris Campbell, almost 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns receiving. KJ Hill, McLaurin, Dixon. On Washington side, they have Aaron Fuller, Ty Jones, and a guy's name who looks like Andrea Bocelli, but that's not his name. Y'all figure that out. On the defensive side of the ball, Washington tightens up. I mean, they do tighten up, giving up only about 15, 16 points per game. Ohio State gives up about 26 points per game. Kind of the leaders for both teams. OSU, we're looking at Harrison. He's the leading tackler. Got Fuller. Jones has 8.5 sacks. Young has 9.5 sacks. One of the funniest names in college football to me. Left to say it fast. Washington's Ben Burke-Irvin, leading tackler with 165 tackles. 2 interceptions, by the way. Byron Murphy, 4 interceptions. Ralph and Bartlett, they're playing on the team. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now. These two teams, right now, OSU is a 6.5 point favorite. I mean, Ohio State is basically a touchdown favorite. I'm having a very difficult time of believing why that is. Because I believe, as inconsistent as Washington has played, even though this game is in Pasadena, and I know it's on the West Coast, you got the whole West Coast thing, talent to talent, I really believe that Ohio State, as inconsistent as they've played, I mean, one minute they look like a college football playoff contender, the next minute they're making Maryland look like geniuses. I don't get why they're not a larger favorite. For me, I believe that Ohio State is going to use its speed. They're going to use its incredible quarterback who has put up unbelievable numbers. I believe he's going to exploit this defense. Now, as I said, this defense only allows about 16 points per game, but I think what you're going to see is a nice air raid mixed with J.K. Dobbins and Weber running the ball back and forth, just consistently chipping away at them, just like they did TCU. And I believe that you're going to see Ohio State win this game to the tune of about 34-16. I believe it's going to be that big of a win. I believe that they're going to chip away at them, and I believe the only thing that could change that is Jake Browning's consistency with him throwing the football. Tell you right now, that right there, Ohio State, you should thank me for that. That right there, that statement is good enough for you to go home and slap your wife. Well, listen, I'm Bobby Dirkens. Thank you so much for joining me. I believe, as I said, Rose Bowl winners will be Ohio State 34-17. If you don't know me, you do now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Remember, you keep showing up, and Lord knows, I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.